So, hi, my name is Carla. I'm a French person living in Montreal, Canada, and going to Tulum since long time. And I'm coming back every year because I do a lot of stuff there.
Okay, great. Now, I know you say you've been coming for a lot of years. What was the first thing that attracted you to Tulum? How did you first hear about Tulum?
Fun story, but family. My first experience with Tulum, I was 8 years old, so it's been 20 years and a bit more. Because my mom came when she was 18. So when Tulum was not at all Tulum, I have like a photo of Tulum like almost 50 years ago. And then when I had 8, my mom chose that she gonna go with us there for Christmas. And fun story, we all love. When I say all, is like my dad, my brother, and I. And so after that, we came back every year for Christmas and New Year. So I kind of grew with the Pueblo. And then I moved to Canada 10 years ago, and it was super cold. And my parents told me they're gonna keep going to go to Tulum, and if I want, I can gather them. So I'm like, where is the flying ticket? I'm coming. And so I gathered them, and then I was sure I want to live in Montreal in summertime and in Tulum on winter time. So now it's what I do.
Okay, perfect. And what do your friends in Canada say when you're going to Mexico? What's like the Canadian opinion of Tulum and Mexico in general?
So first, everybody asks me why, like what I'm doing there, porque boy, like it's a lot of why, and it's not too dangerous for a lonely woman. Uh, After when people saw my pictures on social media and some of them come, they're like, "Oh my God, you have the best life ever," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But it's just like when first I say I'm going to Tulum alone, people don't understand. But now Tulum get more popular, people understand more. But why to spend like 4 months? I'm like, yeah, because I don't like winter. I don't like snow. I like beach. So here I am.
So you've seen the progression over the last years. Are more and more people getting more used to coming to Mexico, like Canadians? Is the overall opinion of Canadians coming to Mexico, is that changing over time? How do you feel about that?
I think I don't know if it's change or my surrounding change.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand why I'm doing that, like the main person. But the person who've been to Mexico or to Tulum understand really, really well why I'm doing that. I'm not the only snowbird doing that, and maybe we get more and more, and so we show that Tulum is not Mexico first, and also that we can have no normal life in Tulum. I don't know what's normal life, but I mean, yeah, I live by the beach, but I work and I do like remote work. I think after COVID, actually, Tulum get another talk about it. Like before COVID, people don't understand Tulum, but now people are like, oh my God, yeah, it's such a good idea to move like 6 months on the beach. So I think it's get more known that it's possible to escape winter and live by the beach.
Good deal. And as far as when you come to Mexico, how do you feel you're treated here? How do you feel here? Tell me about that.
I feel like home, but my experience is different than everyone for sure. I come when I was young and I keep going and I work there, so I make good connection. Work or not, I'm also fitness trainer, so I do know a lot of facilitator, a lot of trainer. I also have a boyfriend in the nightlife, so I know a lot about nightlife, and I used to work for nightlife. So my life is amazing in Tulum. Like I can lie about it. Like I go in summer in Canada to find client for winter in Tulum.
Yeah.
And even when I'm there, I'm working there also as property manager. So I feel home. Like for me, like yeah, but I'm not born in Tulum, but almost. And I mean, every New Year in Tulum since 8, and I'm now 30. So yeah, it's more than 20 years that I'm going there. No, I feel home. If I didn't, I would never go back. I mean, the world is so big, I could travel somewhere else, and I choose to come back every year in Tulum.
Awesome. I love it. And what's your level of Spanish? How do you feel like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Soy mexicana. Yo hablo español, claro, porque I'm doing business in Tulum. So if I don't speak Spanish, what's the point? How you do business if you don't speak Spanish? I mean,
Yeah.
I think for me that I love to travel. It's super important to speak the language. First,
Yeah.
I'm a woman. I used to be young. I'm still young, no worries. But I mean, when you're younger and you travel alone, I learned that if you don't speak the language, is the first how you're gonna get in trouble. Could be scam, could be rob, could be like anything. So for me, it was super important to learn Spanish. But when I moved the first time in Mexico, like I remember 7 years ago was my first solo trip in Tulum, and I went to a El Camino school. Like I went to the school to learn about business, about fitness, and how to give class. And so I get the knowledge that I missed, and like that I knew I could live by my own. I don't need man, I don't need friends to talk. I know how to talk. So my level of Spanish is Mexican.
Awesome. And and then I know you've seen the transformation of Tulum, you've seen the growth, you've seen the how it goes, how it's been going. Tell me some about that. Tell me the good and the bad about that.
Alors, I know it's really controversial about it.
Yeah.
I'm doing business in Tulum, so I can tell that I'm not happy for how Tulum become. But first, 5 years ago, I was a bit stressed on how we destroy Tulum to get it like bigger city. Now I can feel business wise, it's too much. Like I find there is like 70,000 units, they're empty and they're still building. And that for me is the main problem, not what has already been. Like I love the idea of Aldeazama when they start because it was to avoid big construction and there is some rules. And now all those rules get not respect. When I see they build more building than street, I'm a bit concerned uh, because they want to attract people, but there is no infrastructure to attract people. So I'm worried about what I hear about Tulum also, because Tulum want to be a big city, but don't put the effort to be a big city like Playa or Cancun, but also because I saw how Cancun and Playa evolve, I can tell the development will be good. But what I tell to person who invest now in Tulum, you're not doing an investment for the 5 next year. You're doing an investment for 20 years. If we zoom out on the world getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Tulum will always be a place that attract people, like Ibiza in summertime. I'm pretty sure that Tulum will always be a place for American people, America, North America or America. So I'm definitely sure the growing is good. That is good. The growing is necessary. And there is some rules should be applied to not become like a ghost city. Because for me now, what I'm scared is that it's so many options, but Tulum work mainly on winter time. So then from May to October, it's a ghost city. And for me, there is too many construction now. And I think we should stop building construction and focus on infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, road, cinema. There is only two supermarkets, like Chedraui or Superaki. I know there is a development, but that for me my main concern. Like I'm traveling in Tulum with my parents, they are old. I find for old people is not really the best. But who have money to retire in the beach? Old people. So I think we should more focus on what to offer to old people because digital nomad don't spend money. They have their house, they go to coffee shop sometime and that's it. But the old people who want to retire in Tulum have money, but they don't have activity. So that for me is why I say there is a ton of opportunity happens and gonna happen again.
Yep.
I do understand also economically it's a bit sad because now it's a lot of people, but on the other hand, it make growing the Pueblo. Tulum was one street before, like literally the main street and the beach zone. Beach zone had two hotels. Now, yeah, we're speaking about 20, 50 hotel in the beach and like El de Azama, the Pueblo, Tumbenca, La Veleta, and other neighbors. And that development give money to this Pueblo. And before, this Pueblo don't have money. So I do understand, like, yeah, we destroy everything, but we make family live better, in my opinion. So I'm good and bad for the development of the city.
I I share that consensus. I'm the same way. I'm like, I get it, but we need to respect certain things. And then final question, what's your favorite thing about your Tulum and your least favorite thing about Tulum?
The least is what I heard about Tulum because that's why I start my business in Tulum to help people to not get scammed. That for me is the worst. Is like it's such a beautiful place and there is such buena onda, good vibe. There is like such people with good vibes and good intention, but also there is way too much scam. Not talking about taxi, not talking about the price that goes up on January, not talking about the people who scam the tourists. That for me is the worst because you can be a great, beautiful city. Please respect the other people who are gonna come to visit you because when they go back in the country, they talk shit about Tulum, and that for me is sad. When I we ask me why you live in Tulum, it's so expensive, people scam, da da da. I'm like, yeah, because I don't have that because I'm kind of local. So that's for me the worst in Tulum, and the most beautiful. I know it's super cheesy, but it's the beach definitely. Even though if it's changed a lot, I find living in Tulum, close to the beach, close to the Senad, close to the lagoon. Even if the city get bigger and bigger, you still have the good vibe, Maya vibe, and it's kind of still magic Pueblo for me. So that's the best part. That's why I can live there like 6 months on my own.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Okay.
Welcome. Thank you